You know, some things are just that good. You don't just do it once. You don't just do it twice. You do it 3 times. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Quiz Showdown 3, and it is happening right now. It's been a while since we did Quiz Showdown 2, and things have really heated up here. For starters, we have a very, very competitive lineup here this evening. You see them here. You see our returning champ is here. You see his brother. You see the GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some fun here. We'll do the quick bit of housekeeping as usual. You're watching this here on YouTube. While you're at it, head on over to watch Conspiracy Theory. It's actually quite an interesting show. I produce that as well. There's some guy that hosts it, but we'll talk about him in a minute. You also find us on the usual socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Suplex Retweet. You may find us on Spotify and all good other podcasts and sites. Enjoy everything that we have, including ESSR Central. Our latest episode went up on Thursday just there. Now, let's look at this panel that we have here, and let's try and dissect them. So, for our first man, I'm going to be honest, his chances of victory are in jeopardy today, because we're not doing this via a poll, so he can't DM anyone to try and get any votes for himself, including possibly one of my co-workers. That may or may not have happened. You can decide for yourselves. It's Ross McLeod.
Oh, I love that happened. You know, you're right. Some things are so good, you don't just do it once, twice, or 3 times. Things like fucking off and not appearing on the draft show, which I've done 3 times, and still finished in the top half of the table. So, like, the rest of you are that bad. I can come in when I want, pick the scraps, and still beat you.
How are you doing just now, by the way?
I'm not too bad. I've set up a hot tub, you know, because that's my upper class life now. Just sort of who I am.
Ooh, check him.
I know. Sitting here with my World Cup.
We now move on to a man that Ross knows very well. Now, this man is a little bit like the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Nobody wanted it, nobody liked it, but somehow it was a success, and it's worked out very well for this man. He is your reigning and defending Quiz Showdown champion, Scott McLeod. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Daniel. I'm glad to be back to defend my championship. And speaking of which, I'm meant to be a defending champion, but the people here at Quiz Showdown haven't gotten around to getting me an actual physical championship. So I took matters into my own hands, and I've taken what is, I think, the best wrestling championship there's ever been. And that fact, I think you'll believe, is undisputed. So this, to me, for now, is the Quiz Showdown Championship.
Are you recording for the boiler room at Mankind? Is it nothing in your face? Turn your light on.
The light is on. I'm sitting actually underneath the big light right now.
Clean the camera.
There's nothing wrong with the camera, okay? Excuse me, because I've got a hot tub and a conservatory.
I've also got a mat. All 3 things.
He's also got a mattress, Scott.
So sophisticated.
I have one of those as well.
Alrighty, now, our third contestant today. Now, this man was away for a while, and he has come back. But, you know, I know what I want to say about him, so I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want to know, who do you think you are? So stop right now, thank you very much, and tell me why. Is there something kind of funny about your being here? Despite what you think, a win here will not spice up your life. So move over, stop wasting my time, and goodbye, ya prick. It's David Campbell.
Listen, I've been waiting for someone to give me the Spice Girls introduction that I've always wanted. And so thank you so much for that, Daniel. A bit about myself. I'm a tipsy, perhaps. I'm a sexy, absolutely. It's the Shawn Michaels remix that you never knew you wanted, and I'm ready to go.
Oh.
I mean, David, I gave you the Spice Girls outro, but for some reason you came back.
I know.
I know, you don't get Spice Boy. I mean, maybe a Spice Girl too.
Now, I'm going to point this out just first. So, to people who may not be familiar all that much, there's a bit of beef between David and Scott. Let's just say that some things have happened.
Yes, we started getting cheeky again. We were friends.
Were we?
There's been, you know, cash-ins, there's been various backs and forths. But also, gents, I would like to remind you of an instance of something that happened. Let's have a look back at the Season 4 draft.
What? now come to my partner, Scott McLeod. Scott, who are you picking?
Now, usually I'd be sad that the New Day were gone, but I have a nice feeling that another team will do me well this season. Reunited, and it feels so good. You better listen, this ain't no make-believe. I'm picking The Miz and John Morrison.
You suck,
You little punk! We made a deal!
The absolute shocked faces
Really?
around
You made a deal to be part of Roscoe before you stabbed me in the back.
I cannot believe that. You can write that up for yourself. I cannot believe you have just done that.
Also, you fixed mine, it's a bit squeaky.
So I just want to make this clear. A couple of weeks ago I mailed Scott and I said I will not take Keith Lee if you don't take Miz and Morrison as your tag team. And he said that's fine. And now I've been stabbed in the back by my co-host, ladies and gentlemen. I would never do anything like that to you.
Never trust a McLeod.
Yeah. I can never trust a McLeod.
Once the recipient of the biggest heel turn in this podcast history, he has now committed the other biggest heel turn.
I'm settling into the darkness nicely.
I don't like it, but I respect it.
Can I point something out about that? Gary Kernahan and Alan in the background saying never trust a McLeod. What did I do? I was in Hamilton in a hot tub.
Again.
What did you people when it comes to this?
As per. Listen, I also want to point out, I got stabbed in the back there, right? But it wasn't my arse crack that was shown in the clip, alright? So let's just leave it there.
I know, I was about to say, that was... Scott texted me, have you watched the draft yet? I went, yes, lovely view of your arse.
Hence why I put the logo in that bit.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You were being...
No problem.
I don't give away views like that for free.
Oh, wait a minute, Daniel. One sec, I was
Yes.
scripted to say something. It appears as though there is a blank screen on the screen right now.
Oh, the blank screen. I have forgotten about the blank screen.
Yes,
the
you did
person-
that very well.
Could the person behind the blank screen please unmute and reveal themselves? Who is it?
Did somebody say undisputed?
No,
Oh, no.
no one did.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Scott and Jack are the Tom Phillips and Corey Graves of Saturday Draft Live, please welcome the Byron Saxton of Saturday Draft Live. It's David Haughney.
Such an accurate comparison.
How's it going, guys?
Remute.
And you see, I'm all decked out for the quiz today. You know, I thought, this is an occasion that, it's been a while since I've taken part in one of these quiz showdown episodes, and I figured I'd look the part for tonight.
Well,
I got that hat.
you're not wearing it. I think I prefer Ross's Rangers teacher. I'm joking.
Well, since Haughney is here, I should let you guys know that for people watching at home, this is a bit of a different quiz showdown because I'm taking the back seat tonight.
Oh.
Haughney's going to do all the legwork tonight. So,
I've been
David
there
Haughney.
before, Daniel. Not often, but I've been there.
Well, let's see how this goes. David Haughney, it is over to you.
Okay, gents. So, if you're not familiar with the quiz showdown experience, today's quiz is all about the Ruthless Aggression era. And we know how intense the competition gets here with our quizzes here on Eat Sleep Suplex Retweet, but I need something a little bit extra from you guys. I need some ruthless aggression. So this is how
Sounds like none of these are here to be slapped like John Cena slapped Kurt Angle.
So the way this quiz is going to work is we've got 4 rounds, each worth a sum of points. It could be 10 points. It could be 20 points. It could be 914 points. It could be... There's lots to look forward to.
Points, sorry.
Mhm. And all these questions will relate to the Ruthless Aggression era, specifically from June 2002 to the Great American Bash pay-per-view in July 2008. So you've got a 6-year period to cover. And each round is going to be about a certain aspect of the Ruthless Aggression era. We could be talking about pay-per-views, we could be talking about championships, and everything else in between. But I want you to be on your toes here, because not only do I want to see some ruthless aggression, but I want to see some quick thinking and some tenacity, because there could be a few surprises in store for you lot.
Oh,
So
I'm not tenacious, Dave. I'm 11-acious. I'm better than that. I'm ready to go.
you know what? I want to see some trash talk as well. Like, I want to see you insult each other left, right, and center.
There's
Kiss
nothing,
my
nothing I have left to say to these people. Like this is all that's left of Roscoe. This is like when they had the Evolution reunion, but Ric Flair was too old. Nathan Fisher's gone bye. This is it.
I mean, David, you're the odd one out here. Not only are you the inferior David on this podcast compared to Haughney, you also weren't invited to the celebration supper at the country club with the Saturday Draft Live boys and myself. You know, you're bottom of the list of importance here, just like you're bottom of the table in the draft at the moment. And well, Scott, I'd slag you, but genetics have slagged you enough. You're the leftovers.
He doesn't have a mattress either. Doesn't have a mattress.
Hey, I've got one here if he needs one.
Yeah, this is. I'm taking these insults from a man who's 40% forehead over here.
Which one of us is he talking about?
I'm going to start pulling my hair down a bit.
If either of you had an H on your forehead, you could land a fucking helicopter.
That's not a 4-head, that's a 5-head.
Very good, very good.
Anyway,
Let's get down to the questions.
Yeah, let's put our insults into this quiz. So, if you're all ready, let's kick off with round 1. Now, the first round, we're calling as... Oh, see, this is what happens when you leave Daniel in charge of the graphics. This round is called Defining Moments. And this round is worth 10 points. And this is all about key moments that occurred during the Ruthless Aggression era. So there'll be 7 questions, a few surprises in there or thereabouts, but there is 10 points on offer. So if you're all ready, let's kick off. So, question 1. John Cena debuted on SmackDown in June 2002, where he faced Kurt Angle. But who was his first opponent on pay-per-view?
So just to clarify, Dave, this is about the Ruthless Aggression era, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
That's hence the title of the show, Quiz Showdown 3, Ruthless Aggression.
Hey, don't treat me like I'm an idiot. I'm just, making sure.
It's okay. I mean, you can ask for clarification. So, question 1. John Cena debuted on SmackDown in June 2002, where he faced Kurt Angle. But who was his first opponent on pay-per-view?
Just for clarification, that wasn't the girl to the ring that just walked in. That was Haley away to check on the hot tub temperature.
Where you can drown your sorrows when you lose later on.
That doesn't sound like the worst thing, Scott. I'd probably rather have the hot tub.
I know.
Yes, here actually. Only
And then
thing is a little
on a company mattress.
bit in the bubbly.
Got Prosecco here, actually.
Okay.
Always a steady supply on hand.
Yeah, he's got it all prepared. So, question 2. How did Kurt Angle incapacitate the Big Show before shaving his head bald on the September 23rd, 2004 episode of SmackDown? So, Big Show just came back from a suspension in the prior month. But he got his head shaved bald. How did Kurt Angle incapacitate the Big Show before shaving his head bald?
I have to say, I've not studied for this, but I think I retained. I think I've got that one.
This was actually one of the very first clips I ever watched when I started watching wrestling, and it's still memorable to this day.
I agree.
Shut up!
Leave the house.
We've got dogs running amok here.
I know. The hounds of justice.
Mm-hmm.
I told you. I'll feed you later.
I agree. I wouldn't be paying for headphones.
I'm going to mute this for a wee minute while they stop talking. We can later, right?
Okay. All right. Question 3. Edge was the winner of the very first Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21. How long did he hold the briefcase for before cashing in? I will give you 2 points. I will give you 2 points if you get it right on the money. No pun intended. I will give you 1 point if you're within 5 days. Either side. Now I will give you a little bit of a hint here. This was one of the longest times that a Money in the Bank contract winner has held the briefcase.
I think it was longest to Carmella, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Carmella's the only one who's approached it, I think.
Yep. And fun fact for you, the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase has been held for a total of 291 days. 287 of those were with Carmella.
We haven't had a failed one yet either.
Nope. All right. Question 4. The first ever rock concert took place in Sacramento on March 24th, 2003, the go-home show before WrestleMania 19. Which Elvis Presley song did The Rock sing a parody of that was directed to Stone Cold Steve Austin? So in the first rock concert, which Elvis Presley song did Rock sing a parody of that was directed to Stone Cold Steve Austin? So it's not quite wrestling related. Any Elvis fans would probably get this.
Tell you something, The Rock's not the best singer in the world, but it still would have been better than Truff sings, are we right?
Excuse me, have you not seen Moana? That man is beautiful.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Goat, but have you sang Cult of Personality by Living Colour?
I don't need to tell you anything, Haughney. Come on. yes, I have. But they're all deleted now because no one deserves me.
Hey, I'm just the impartial host here. I was just asking.
I would be heartbroken about your Truff things going away if I had bothered to watch any of them.
All right. Question 5. This one should be relatively easy. Brock Lesnar defended the WWE title against The Big Show on the June 12, 2003 edition of SmackDown. But what caused the match to end in a no contest? I'd be surprised if any of you got this wrong, because I think this is the easiest question I could have given you this round.
Yeah, that's
so. Brock Lesnar defended the WWE Championship against The Big Show on June the 12th, 2003. But what caused the match to end in a no contest?
I need to go and get my backup glaive in a minute. Jeez, almost finished this.
Okay, question 6. And this is the last question of this round. So this is going to be... Oh, no, I made it.
There was 7.
I made a mistake. There was only 6.
This is a disgrace. I've wrote the number 7.
We'll score out the number 7. Anyway, you might remember this from the Attitude Era quiz that we did last year. And if you want to check that out, be sure to visit Eat, Sleep, Suplex, Retweet on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, and all good Android podcasting sites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 moments or 5 events that took place during the Ruthless Aggression era. And what I want you to do is to place them in chronological order. So I'm going to read out some events numbered 1 to 5. And all you have to do is put the number of the events in chronological order, starting with the earliest.
Okay.
So I'll go through each one. I'll go through each one twice, and you might want to write. I think we're going to get Daniel to show them up on screen as well. So if you want to write them down as well, go ahead. But I'll go through each moment twice, and then I want you to put them in chronological order. Everything clear?
Yeah, just so we're clear, Dave. You're going to go through each one twice, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Could have done it in the time it took to explain it.
Just making clear. Okay. So, moment 1. The boogeyman bites off Jillian's mole.
Okay.
Moment 2. Eddie Guerrero's last match.
Oh, buggery. It's hard already.
Moment 3. Edge and Lita's live sex celebration.
No. I remember that one. My granddad remembers that one.
Granddad Google searches.
Moment 4. The debut of the Spirit Squad.
Up there with Jericho and Kane's debut is that one.
Nikki!
And moment 5. Eric Bischoff is fired as Raw General Manager.
It can't be there because he's in a feud.
Now, I have been pretty mean about this. I actually, when I looked up these moments, I realized that 2 of them actually occurred in the same week. So all these moments are actually very close together.
They are. It's a very good question. It's a very hard question.
So we'll go through them one more time just so you can revisit any. So we'll go back to moment 1. The boogeyman bites off Jillian's mole. Moment 2. Eddie Guerrero's last match. Moment 3. Edge and Lita's live sex celebration. Moment 4. The debut of the Spirit Squad. And moment 5. Eric Bischoff is fired as Raw General Manager. Now, just put the numbers in chronological order. I don't need to write out the full statements. So I'll give you...
Sorry, I know I slide it, but could you read them out one more time? Just quickly rattle them off.
Okay. So moment 1, Boogeyman bites off Jillian's mole.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Eddie Guerrero's last match. Number 3, Edge and Lita's live sex celebration. Moment 4, debut of the Spirit Squad. And moment 5, Eric Bischoff is fired as Raw General Manager.
These are all coming up as Dave says them. Technology these days. Marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
What will I think of next?
Okay, gents, that is the end of round 1. So let's have your answers ready because we're going to go through the answers starting from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how well you did with the Ruthless Aggression defining moments.
Can I just, before we read them out, just so I don't get accused of cheating when it comes to that?
Yep.
I have rearranged mine, like my list. So I scrolled out the first one because I realised something happened before it. So
I've done the same thing. It's fine.
The pen there. The pen is there.
Yeah. I trust you all. Like, because if you're cheating in this quiz, you're just cheating yourselves. That's what Quacko always said.
No, you're cheating Ross and Scott. I mean, it's...
Anyway, let's go through the answers. So, question 1. John Cena debuted in June 2002 when he faced Kurt Angle, but who was his first opponent on pay-per-view? Scott, I'll start with you.
It was Le Champion Chris Jericho.
Ross?
Jericho.
Yeah, and GOAT?
It was Y2J himself.
Yeah, points for everyone. It was Chris Jericho at Vengeance 2002.
He finished with a David Campbell special, a small package.
You taking that, GOAT?
I have an average package. I'll have you know, distinctly average.
Not quite a
An
cable
average
package.
reference.
It's pronounced Picard.
All right. Question 2. How did Kurt Angle incapacitate the Big Show before shaving his head? GOAT, what do you have?
I almost misread it as traumatized him, but is it tranquilized him?
Ross?
I put, he shot him with a tranquilizer as he was fighting off Mark Jindrak and Luther Reigns.
And Scott?
Shot him with a tranquilizer dart.
Yeah, I think that's points for everyone. He was shot with a tranquilizer dart. I mean, Ross gave the most specific answer, but you all basically got...
I was going to say...
8 points for Roy. There we go.
I mean, to be fair, I said it out exactly as it's written there, so you know, if anyone should get extra points.
Yeah.
It's not about extra points, Scott. Stop points going here. Honestly, some people.
I know.
You get enough points as quizzes anyway.
By the
Thank
way,
you
did you
so
see
much
that
for
red
this
suit in this
podcast.
week's ECW, Ross?
All right, question 3. How many days did Edge hold the Money in the Bank briefcase for? Ross?
I put 273.
Oofed.
7-3. GOAT?
I put 276.
And Scott?
I'm a bit less than you, 246.
The correct answer is...
Oh,
280 days. Yeah. So 1 point for the GOAT.
Oh.
Yeah. 1 point for the GOAT. Ross and Scott get 0.
Oh.
The GOAT's in the early lead.
I knew that because I knew it was WrestleMania to New Year's resolution. So I was trying to do the math in my head.
Yep. So since GOAT, you were 5 days in, you get 1 point. Ross and Scott, you were just out, so no points, unfortunately. Now, question 4, The Rock concert. What Elvis song did The Rock parody that was directed to Stone Cold? Scott?
I believe it was a rendition of Hound Dog, but he said, "You ain't nothing but a redneck," or something like that.
GOAT?
I put Burning Love, didn't know it.
Ross?
I forgot that it was Hound Dog. I thought it was Leaving because he was going, Leaving Sacramento. Ross,
no.
Guys. Ross.
Only Scott gets the point there. It was, in fact, Hound Dog.
Yeah.
You ain't nothing, and he was right when he was reciting it there. You ain't nothing but a redneck.
The only one I could think of was "You Look Wonderful Tonight" when he sang that to Vicky Guerrero. Is that not an album?
No,
Oh,
that was
Eric Clapton.
Was it?
yeah.
Give us a
All right.
music.
Question 5. What caused the WWE title match between Big Show and Brock Lesnar to end in a no contest? Ross.
Much like me after an Indian, it was a broken ring.
For Christ's sake.
Scott.
The ring collapsed because Big Show was fat, lols.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And Go, I assume you have the same?
Much like me after most midweek warnings, the ring imploded.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we'll have to give you points for all of you. It's because the ring collapsed following a superplex. Yep. The infamous superplex that broke the ring. So points for everyone.
We've all been there.
All right. And the last question of this round, place the 5 moments in chronological order. So instead of going through everybody's answers, I'm just going to read out the correct order and give yourself a point for each correct place that you've put it in. So so you get 5 points total here.
Right.
So you get a point for each moment that's in the correct spot. So if you get 2 mixed up, you get 3 points. All right. So the correct order is first was moment 2, Eddie Guerrero's last match, which took place on 11th of November 2005. Second was moment 5, Eric Bischoff is fired as Raw General Manager, which was on 5th of December 2005. Third was moment 3, Edge and Lita's live sex celebration on January 9th, 2006. Fourth was moment 1, Boogeyman bites off Jillian's mole, which was on January 13th, 2006, the very same week as the live sex celebration, which means the latest event to happen was moment 4, the debut of the Spirit Squad in January 23rd, 2006.
Only 3 for me there. I got live sex celebration mixed up.
All right. So if your order is 2, 5, 3, 1, 4, give yourself 5 points. But give yourself 1 point for each moment in the correct place.
Yeah.
So how many points did you get on that question alone, Ross?
I get 5 for 5. I have the order here if you'd like to see it.
Very good. Goat, what did you get for that last one?
I got 3 out of 5. Like I said, it was 1 and 3 that mixed me up. The celebration and the Boogeyman in the same week.
Yeah. I am evil with these questions, aren't I? And Scott, how did you get on?
Oh, I was so close to 5, but I got 5 and 2 mixed up, so only 3.
Oh well. So top your scores for round 1, and then we'll get a quick tally to see who's in the running.
See, the thing is, much like Dave, when he was talking about the cash-in, saying it was New Year's resolution, that's why I was like, right, they didn't fight to Royal Rumble, Boogie and AD Howe, whereas it was right after, like, he fought Ric Flair the Raw after.
Yeah.
And like celebration, so I'm like, that'll come first.
Yep.
And then being first in that, you'd have to ask the participants.
All right, let's get your scores from everybody. Scott, how many points are you on?
With me there, I have 7 points.
7 points. Ross, how many do you have?
I get the Jericho. I'm just counting through Jericho, Big Show shot in the arse, broken ring, and then 5 and 5. I get 8.
8 points. So 7, 8. And Goat, how many did you get? I think you did quite well that round.
I'm the same as Mr. Scott McLeod, 7 points.
All right. So still a pretty close contest so far, but in the lead by 1 point, it is Ross. So he is in the run to become the new Quiz Showdown champion.
I was when I got question 3 and 4 rang.
All right. So let's move straight into round 2. And this round is called Box Office
Oh my God.
Is that Jack driving the bus?
It's Jack driving the bus. Yeah.
Poor boy looks terrified.
Oh my God. This
That has ruined Ariel Winter for me.
Yeah. It's ruined Triple H.
Triple H.
All right, so this round is called Box Office Draw. And as we all know, a lot of the Ruthless Aggression era pay-per-view, the Ruthless Aggression pay-per-views were on Sky Box Office here in the UK. So this is all about the pay-per-views of the Ruthless Aggression era. Again, now this round has 7 questions, no word of a lie. So don't bring me up on this, GOAT.
Fucking
You
better.
sure about that?
7 points, and you've got a total of 10 points yet again.
Right.
So let's kick off with question 1 of round 2, Box Office Draw.
Don't know what I can believe at this point, but we'll go.
Question 1. Which city hosted the very first New Year's Revolution pay-per-view? It was in 2005. So which city hosted the very first New Year's Revolution pay-per-view?
A glorious pay-per-view that featured Viscera being screwed by Shelton Benjamin's mama.
No, that was the second one.
No, that was the wrong year. All right. Question 2. Triple H and Shawn Michaels competed in the longest ever Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood 2004. How long did the match last? 2 points if you get it on the money. 1 point if you're within 30 seconds either side. So
That's
how
the
long?
original answer just before anyone online says they scored it.
Yeah. So Triple H and Shawn Michaels competed in the longest ever Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood 2004. How long did it last? 2 points if you get the exact time. 1 point if you get 30 seconds either side.
Oh, so it's exact time.
Exact time.
Oh fuck! Right.
Yeah, so in minutes and seconds.
Mine's a guess anyway, so it's just a shot in the dark.
Yeah, you can't even complain, Ross. You gave us questions like that on the very first Royal Rumble quiz, saying how long did Sasha Banks last in the very first Women's Rumble?
Deal with it. You won that quiz. What are you complaining about?
I nearly went out like after the second round.
Do not remind me of such things, Dave. All right.
Oh, excuse me, Quizmaster David. Who did go out the second round?
And who caused him to go out?
Oh, I meant to type it. Don't even bring this up.
All right.
Don't even start me.
Question 3. Here we go. Okay, let's keep moving. What was the main event of the last ever Rebellion pay-per-view in October 2002? So what was the main event of the last ever Rebellion pay-per-view in October 2002? I have this pay-per-view on DVD. I've watched it multiple times, so don't give me any of your shite if you're debating this answer.
I can't remember if
What's
this is
ironic? What's ironic, David, is I have Bad Blood 2004 on DVD, and it came with a bonus pay-per-view, which was Rebellion 2002.
Funny you should say that, because I pretty much got that same deal.
It was such a random pay-per-view to put together.
Draft Live boys in cahoots.
Funny you should say this. I do not have this pay-per-view on DVD.
Bear in mind, it is something quite specific. So anything aside from the actual specific correct answer, I will not accept.
So basically, if the answer's wrong, we're not getting points for it. That's
Yes.
ridiculous.
The way
No, that's kind of how it works.
Talk it to me as well.
All right. Now, in the spirit of Quiz Showdown, we do like a bit of truths and lies. And this time around, it's no different. Oh, you just refueling? All right. So
I was putting the bubbly down and getting a very upmarket drink of Blue Wicked.
All right. On Quiz Showdown, we do like a bit of truths and lies. So this next question, question 4, is a true or false question. So, question 4, true or false? At WrestleMania 19, Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon in a street fight went longer than Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. So at WrestleMania 19, the street fight between Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon went longer than Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho.
Does it count if it felt a lot longer?
No, I am going by the actual time from bell to bell.
No, I actually quite enjoyed it. Like, there's this thing recently, and I'm just going to go on a rant because I've had one cup of Blue Wicked, and it's this thing where it's like, oh, wasn't Chris Jericho's Shawn Michaels so good? was like the 8th best match on the card. Like it was good for what it was. Two pensioners battered each other, and it was great.
Yeah, 20 years in the making.
Funnily enough, Shawn Michaels had a better match with one of the competitors in that other match at WrestleMania 22, in my opinion.
It's one of these snidey, snobbish things like the thing that wasn't big. It's why people pretend to like Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman.
Thank you.
Even though he's as entertaining as Melba Toast.
He is the wrestling equivalent of plain toast.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's move away from Melba Toast. Let's go to question 5.
Okay.
So question 5. John Cena and JBL fought in the last ever First Blood match in 2008. Which pay-per-view did this match take place?
Oh, fuck.
So question 5. John Cena and JBL fought in the last ever First Blood match in 2008. Which pay-per-view did it happen at?
I don't know if this is a...
It looks like you're pondering there, Goat.
I have it because I know it's between 3 pay-per-views. I know the time of year it is. So I need to take a stab in the dark here.
You've got a Scott Steiner 33 and a 3% chance of getting it.
Or a 44% chance.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
But I'm drinking Blue Bath. You've got to add my odds up by like 2/8 at the very least.
All right, question 6. Penultimate question of this round. At Vengeance Night of Champions in June 2007, who replaced Chris Benoit in the match for the vacant ECW Championship against CM Punk?
Question. It doesn't need to be the correct gimmick.
No. I think if you get the right person, I'll allow it.
Okay.
So, who replaced Chris Benoit in the match for the vacant ECW Championship versus CM Punk at Vengeance Night of Champions?
That's question 6.
And that's all we'll talk about. Question 6, yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Yep. So you've not missed any. All right. Question 7, and this one is worth 2 points.
Oh, Lord.
At Taboo Tuesday 2005, Batista faced Jonathan Coachman in a street fight. Which 2 superstars were in the coach's corner? So 1 point for each. At Taboo Tuesday 2005, Batista faced Jonathan Coachman in a street fight. Which 2 superstars were in the coach's corner?
Yeah, there are times I think the Ruthless Aggression era is better than people give it credit for, and then I remember matches like this.
I know one of these, and I can't for the life of me think who the second person is.
Yeah, by the way,
I'll put 1 down and you get 1 point.
Yeah.
we're talking Taboo Tuesday. We were talking on the most recent show about authority figures. I'm appalled that no one mentioned guest GM Eugene.
He's bouncy castles in office.
Was that not in 2004?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He had a game of musical chairs, and the winner got a title shot later in the night, I think.
Yep. And it was between Chris Jericho and Tyson Tomko.
I think Tajiri got eliminated and sprayed mist in coach's face for laughing at him.
Yeah, you clearly know your Ruthless Aggression moment, Scott. I'm surprised you're not winning.
It's only by 1 point.
Off. Jeez, oh.
I know, Jesus. Fucking sitting atop
Anyway,
fucking mental.
But you never know. This could all change after this round. So, are you guys ready to go through the answers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So, question 1 of box office draw. Which city hosted the first New Year's Revolution pay-per-view? GOAT.
I said Philadelphia.
Scott.
It was the home of the Shining Stars, the beautiful San Juan, Puerto Rico.
And Ross.
San Juan, Puerto Rico.
No fucking way.
Ross and Scott get the point. It was San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I believe it was the first WWE. I believe it was the first WWE pay-per-view to be held outside of continental United States, or in the US Commonwealth.
Only continents I pay attention to, Dave, are continental breakfasts. All right.
Oh, we all love a bit
Oh,
of continental.
They do a beautiful, beautiful continental breakfast at the country club that Ross invited the SDL boys to.
Oh, yeah. The Glazers.
Oh, the
All right.
buttons.
Question 2. How long did the Hell in a Cell match between Triple H and Shawn Michaels last? Ross.
47 minutes, 12 seconds.
Scott.
I didn't do seconds. I just went 45 minutes on the dot.
And Goat.
I said 52 minutes.
I can reveal that the correct answer is
Yes!
47 minutes and 26 seconds. So that's 1 point for Ross. You've done it right there. Sorry, Ross, just to clarify.
I'm delighted with that.
Did you say 47 minutes, 12 seconds?
Yes, 1 point.
He said 12 minutes, 47 seconds.
Now, he's within the range, so give him 1 point. All right. Question 3. What was the main event of the last ever Rebellion pay-per-view? Scott.
This was Edge taking on Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman in a handicap match for the WWE Championship.
Goat.
I've got it wrong. I said Rock, Triple H, Shane, triple threat.
And Ross.
I put Brock and Heyman versus Edge, WWE title. Edge was replacing The Undertaker.
Ross and Scott get the point. It was Edge challenging Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman for the WWE Championship. I was hoping one of you would trip up and say just Edge versus Brock Lesnar, but no, you were both on the money there.
Worse amount of drink. Jeez,
We talk about UK fans getting fucked over. The Undertaker couldn't be bothered to show up. Half the SmackDown roster didn't show up. Kurt Angle wasn't there. No, Kurt Angle was there, sorry, I apologize.
He was there, yeah.
Yeah. And the big surprise opponent was Booker T versus Matt Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a crazy pay-per-view. All right. So, true or false? Was the street fight between Hogan and Vince longer than Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho? Goat.
I said true.
Ross.
True.
And Scott.
Also true.
It is actually false.
Word above. Can't catch a break this round, man.
Yep.
I think we're caught on the idea of it sailing longer.
Yeah. The street fight lasted 20 minutes, 47 seconds. HBK versus Y2J lasted 22 minutes, 34 seconds. Even Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar went on longer at 21 minutes and 7 seconds. So it was only the third longest. Yep. So question number 5. At which pay-per-view did the last ever First Blood match between John Cena and JBL happen? Ross.
I put Extreme Rules.
Scott.
I believe that year it was called One Night Stand with the subtext Extreme Rules, so I just put like One Night Stand.
And Goat.
I said the same thing, One Night Stand.
It was One Night Stand.
Thank fuck, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Rules.
No, unfortunately, Extreme Rules wasn't the official title until the following year.
No, you bastard. Fuck, right off. I'm Googling that.
All right, well.
The Extreme Rules was in 2009, Ross.
Yeah.
Surely you have the tab open, Ross.
I mean, Ross, you're in the lead. Why are you arguing?
Exactly, yeah.
Why am I
it
arguing?
was One Night Stand.
You fucking blow it at the end.
All right. Question 6. Who replaced Chris Benoit at Vengeance Night of Champions? Scott.
I'd say just put the gimmick anyway. Johnny Nitro / John Morrison.
Goat.
Johnny Nitro.
And Ross.
I was going to put Johnny Nitro, but then you said if we get the guy, then it's right. So I'm going to say Eric Bischoff's assistant.
He was for a while, didn't he?
Points for everyone. It was Johnny Nitro. Yep. Who later became John Morrison.
And Johnny Mundo and Johnny Impact and
Johnny everything. Okay, last question of box office draw. Which 2 superstars were in Coach's Corner for the Taboo Tuesday street fight? Goat.
I said Goldust, who I know to be true, and then I said Snitsky, and I don't know if that's right.
Ross.
Vader and Goldust.
Fucking
Scott?
Jesus.
Same as Ross, Vader, and Goldust.
So 2 points for Ross and Scott, 1 point for the GOAT. It was Goldust and Vader.
That was not a good round.
Okay, so tally up your scores and give me your points after round 2. So
Hold on, this might take a while, Dave.
Ross is currently in the lead, so will we see an overtake or will he continue to maintain it?
So I got the New Year's Revolution. I got a point for the time because I was within it.
Yep.
Got the main event right. Got questions 4 and 5 wrong. Got Johnny Nitro and then got Vader and Goldust. 6. I get 6 in that round.
6 points. Very good. GOAT, how many do you have?
3 points, Dave, but we move on. We keep the head up.
Yeah, we keep the head up. And Scott, how did you do?
Because I got the time and the true or false wrong, I got 6 points also.
6 points there. So after round 2, Ross is still in the lead with 14 points. Just behind him is Scott with 13 points. And bringing up the rear is the GOAT on 10 points.
Excuse you?
I don't want to go anywhere near my ear. Thank you very much.
You never rear a goat. That's you get the jail for that.
All right, we're into our second half now and into round 3. Now, this round I like to call Gold Rush.
Oh.
So, in this round, this is all about the championship titles and championship reigns of the Ruthless Aggression era. So, there will be 10 points in this round, and once again, 7 questions. So, and there may be a few other more surprises there or thereabouts. So, just to recap on the scores, Ross is still in the lead with 14 points. Scott is just behind him on 13 points, and the GOAT is currently on 10. So still all to play for.
But that's all going to change, Dave, because as you can see, I am now in a better location with better back support, and I have found my emergency glaive. So we're all good to go.
I found 3 copper burgers in the conservatory fridge, so
All right, let's begin round 3, and with question 1. Kurt Angle won his only World Heavyweight Championship, i.e. the big gold belt, in a 20-man battle royal in SmackDown 2006. Who was eliminated first in that battle royal, and who was eliminated last? So it's 1 point for each. Oh no, sorry, beg your pardon. It's 1 point. Oh no, sorry, beg your pardon. I'm being mean here. It's 1 point for both.
fuck off.
What?
You need to get.
Come on, you're kidding me on.
Oh, fuck off.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you half a point if you get one of them.
Right, okay. I know who was eliminated last. I don't know who was eliminated first.
I'm the same.
Kurt, Kurt Angle won his only World Heavyweight Championship in a 20-man battle royal on SmackDown. In that battle royal, who was eliminated first and who was eliminated last?
You've now got 2 panelists that are 2 drinks in each, so now you're going to start seeing people throwing stuff at their screens, aiming for David. Nowhere near it.
I am. Okay. Right, question 2. Why was the Intercontinental Championship never defended from No Mercy 2002 to Judgment Day 2003? So why was the Intercontinental Championship never defended from No Mercy 2002 to Judgment Day 2003? Just to give you a bit of leeway here, it is quite a broadly worded answer. So if you get more or less on the right lines, I will accept it.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the way to word it.
Yeah, if you get along the right lines, I will give you it.
What's your favourite Scream movie, Dave?
The first one. The OG
Nice.
Scream is always the best.
I like Scream 4. Big Scream 4 guy.
So there was a lassie at my work that recommended the Scream TV show to me, and I went, no, you know what? I want to watch the films first. So I watched the first 3 films, and I think I watched them with Scott as well, in a week, and then sat down to watch the 4th one, and then I get 5 minutes into it and just went, nah, off.
Really?
I couldn't. see whenever franchises go away for like 20 odd years
And come back.
20 years, it just takes me out of it. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Fair
See,
enough.
David is shocked at what you said about Scream 4. Don't get me started on The Lion King 2, but
Anyway, this is not first time films though. This is Quiz Showdown 3. So let's move on.
Thank you for the plug.
So let's move on to question 3. And this one's worth a maximum of 2 points again. So, how long was Gregory Helms' historic Cruiserweight Championship reign after winning it at Royal Rumble 2006? So, you get 2 points for the exact number of days, 1 point if you're within 10 days either side. So, how long was Gregory Helms' historic Cruiserweight Championship reign after winning it at the Royal Rumble 2006?
I remember Hurricane being such a fun and innovative character, a character that appealed to all ages. You could put him in the main event and people would cheer for him as the underdog. You could put him in the mid card and he could be realistic. And yet the Gregory Helms character is almost as not quite as dull as Steve Blackman, because that's a bit of an insult, but like about 3 levels above Steve Blackman.
Yeah, he had a lot more intensity. I'm surprised they never pushed him any further.
I'll never forget when the Hurricane claimed that the Scorpion King had a tiny ding-a-ling.
Right, I go about an answer and put another one, so if I lose because of this, I'll be fuming.
Score one out, stick with 1. All right, question number 4. In what type of match did Victoria win her first WWE Women's Championship?
I'm delighted to mess with.
So in what type of match?
Running through my head.
That's what I was going to say.
That's stuck in my head now. Thank you, Scott. So in what type of
Running through your head.
In what type of match did Victoria win her first WWE Women's Championship?
It's a class match. Yes. I watched it back not long ago.
If you remember the pay-per-view, you'll probably remember the match. And that's your clue. It was at a pay-per-view.
When we mention the pay-per-view later on, I want to talk about the theme song to that pay-per-view as well. That's a tune as well.
I think I know this one. I'm pretty sure I know this one.
All right. Now, this next question I'm actually quite proud of, because I tried this out on Daniel and I caught him out with it. So let's move on to question 5. Eddie Guerrero is a 4-time SmackDown Tag Team Champion. Who was his partner for his second reign? So the SmackDown Tag Team Championships were introduced in September 2002. Eddie Guerrero has won that championship 4 times. Who was his partner for his second reign?
Can I ask clarification? How many different partners do they have?
I'm not telling you that.
See, I'm going to reveal my thinking. I think it's 3. So I'm trying to think of who he had 2 with.
So he's a 4-time SmackDown Tag Team Champion. And this is the one that was introduced in September 2002. Who was his partner for his second reign? I tell you what, if you guys get this, I'll be impressed.
I've written somebody down who's a SmackDown stalwart, like through the Ruthless Aggression era, so I'm hedging. I don't even know if it's right, but
I am 70-80% confident in this answer, so this could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote for someone I knew he was with, but
all right.
That was question 5, wasn't it?
From
yeah, that's question 5, yeah. So the penultimate question of this round, question 6, and we're back to truths and lies. So, true or false? Of the 9 falls in the 60-minute Iron Man match between Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar, 2 of those falls were won by submission. True or false? Of the 9 falls in the 60-minute Iron Man match between Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar, 2 of those falls were won by submission.
This question 6, yes.
Question 6, yep.
Second time I've answered this, I trail off.
That's okay.
I think when we go back to it, you have to remind me of the rules of what points you're getting for each question, because I've forgotten.
That's okay. I'll keep you on track.
That's a hard one, Dave.
All right. Now, this last question is worth a total of 3 points. So this could turn the tide here. After being drafted to SmackDown in June 2005, Chris Benoit would win the United States Championship 3 times. Name each superstar he defeated to win the title. So Chris Benoit won the United States Championship 3 times after June 2005. Name each superstar he defeated to begin each of those reigns.
Oh.
I know two.
1 point. You get 1 point for each.
Or just any.
Hmm?
Do they need to be in order?
No, it doesn't need to be in order. Just name me the 3 superstars.
I think I have this.
So 3 US Championship reigns. Name the 3 superstars that Benoit defeated to win each one.
Yeah, pretty sure on that one, actually.
You get a point for each though, so you can still claw it back. I don't know about you guys, but I quite enjoyed that round.
I like that round.
I'll know if I enjoyed it once I hear what I got for it.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Well, let's find out then.
I'm not going to throw aspersions to people's hosting ability, but if I don't win, you think you're listening.
Okay, so question 1 of the Gold Rush round. Kurt Angle won his only World Heavyweight Championship in a 20-man Battle Royal. Who was eliminated first and who was eliminated last? Scott, who do you have?
See, this is why I was annoyed about the 1 point here, because I'm certain it was Mark Henry eliminated last, but first I took a punt and said Nunzio.
And GOAT?
I was the exact same as Scott. I said Mark Henry last, which I'm sure is right. I've said Simon Dean eliminated first.
And Ross, who do you have?
I've said Mark Henry last and everyone else. I've said JBL eliminated first.
1 point for Ross, half a point for Scott and GOAT. It was JBL first and Mark Henry last. Yeah, it was
listen out, and JBL was trying to rally support with the SmackDown troops, and he charged Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle just threw him straight out the ring.
Yep, spot on. So that's a full point for Ross.
I can picture it now. You said it. Fuck. Damn.
Mm-hmm. All right, question 2. Why was the Intercontinental Championship never defended from No Mercy 2002 to Judgment Day 2003? Ross?
Triple H defeated Kane in a title unification match, and he unified it with the World Heavyweight title.
And Scott?
Yes, Triple H unified it with the Intercontinental, with the World Heavyweight title after that horrible Katie Vick storyline at No Mercy 2002, and for a time it was briefly deactivated.
And GOAT?
Yeah, I just said unified with World Heavyweight.
Yeah, I'll give you points for everyone there. It was unified with the World Heavyweight Championship in the winner takes all, and it was deactivated until Judgment Day 2003, where Stone Cold reactivated it, where it was won by Christian.
How many points is that worth?
That was 1 point. So 1 point. 1 point for question 1, 1 point for question 2. All right. Question 3. The number of days for Gregory Helms' cruiserweight title reign. GOAT.
I think I'm a bit. I said 411.
Ross?
Helms. Gregory Helms. 376.
I've said 385.
How long, sorry?
385 days.
Scott McLeod, you are bang on.
Oh,
McLeod, you are bang on the money. It was 385 days.
How many points is that?
Yeah. Sorry, Ross, what did you say?
I said
2 points for you, Scott. Ross, what did you say?
376.
376. So you get 1 point. So you get 1 point. Scott McLeod, you were right on the money with that one.
Like I said, I was trying to find as much
0.
Ruthless Aggression stuff as I could, and I'm sure I saw that number somewhere.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong,
well,
did he lose it? Did he lose it at No Way Out?
Yeah, it lost it No Way Out.
The year before.
No Way Out 2007, yeah.
Yeah. There's the February pay-per-view either tends to be right at the end of February or right after the Rumble, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to say 265.
Yeah. Mine was just my math was just off there. I thought No Way Out was further on than it actually was.
I get you because they've done that in recent years.
Yeah.
All right. In what type of match did Victoria win her first women's championship? Scott?
I believe it was a hardcore match.
GOAT?
Yeah, hardcore against Trish, I believe.
Ross?
Hardcore Survivor Series 2002.
Yep, 1 point for everyone. It was a hardcore match. Probably one of the best pay-per-views. Yep.
One with Saliva always as a theme tune. That's a fucking cracker, that one.
Aye, it was a cracking pay-per-view all round.
Oh, you're not hardcore. And the hardcore. And the legend of Victoria was like hardcore.
Damn. ACDC, Motorhead.
Why are they teaching these kids?
All right, question 5. Who did Eddie Guerrero win his second SmackDown Tag Team Championship with? Ross?
I've taken an absolute shot in the dark and said Tajiri.
Scott?
I believe it was Tajiri.
And GOAT?
Rey Mysterio. So
he won his 4th title with Rey Mysterio. His second one was with Tajiri.
Yes.
David, you're maybe the most foremost expert in Japanese wrestling, David.
Listen, I don't believe Tajiri has ever wrestled for the newest Japanese professional wrestling company. So
No, I believe he wrestles for Noah Dark.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so Chavo was out with injury. Eddie needed a replacement partner, and it so happened to be Tajiri. They held the title for just shy of a month.
Was Chris Benoit like Rhino at this stage?
He was, yes, because he was originally partnered with Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I had Rhino in my head for some reason. I'm like, no, that's Chris Benoit. I ended up just, see, because Tajiri was like always in SmackDown, I just took a punt in the Tajiri.
Okay, now, true or false? Two of the 9 falls in the 60-minute Iron Man match were by submission. GOAT, what did you say?
I've said true.
Ross?
I again stab in the dark, true.
And Scott?
I'm going to say true as well.
You are all correct. It is true. Yep. So 2 of the falls were won by submission. There were 5 pinfall wins, 1 by DQ, and 1 by countout. All right, and the last.
If you want Iron Man match, quite obvious whose girlfriend is on the booking committee. What H versus The Rock? The Rock gets about 5 falls, and they're all like fluky wins. Triple H beats the shit out of The Rock, who's the biggest.
All right. All right, and the last question, I will list out the 3 superstars that Chris Benoit.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Can I? Because I'm very proud if I've got this. Can I say who I think it is?
The floor is yours. Go. So, who did Chris Benoit defeat to win his US title matches?
I think it's Orlando Jordan, Booker T, and MVP.
You got 2 out of 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was Orlando Jordan, Booker T, and Mr. Kennedy.
I thought it was JBL. I get Booker T, Orlando Jordan, and JBL.
And Scott, who did you say?
I got all 3.
You got all 3.
I got all 3.
So
he lost to JBL.
Mr. Kennedy at the time, and he distracted Mr. Kennedy.
He lost JBL. He lost the title too.
Yeah, JBL defeated him for the title.
Yeah,
for
some reason I had like that. I can see it now when he's got Kennedy in the crossface. His Undertaker comes out, and Kennedy's like terrified that the Undertaker's there. And for some reason, I pictured JBL in the position.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
I just knew that Benoit and MVP feuded for the title, but obviously MVP got the better of all those exchanges. So
yeah. So you get 1 point for each of those answers that you got. So top up your scores now. You should get another total out of 10. So GOAT, can you tell me where you are as seeing as you're currently in last place?
Yeah, so I got the half point for the first one, 2 right, 4 right, 6 right, and 2 for 7. So 5.5 points for me.
5.5. Very good. Ross, how did you get on?
Right, so I get the 1 point because I got both names. I got the unified. I was within the window, so I only got 1 point for question 3. Got hardcore Tajiri, true, and I got Booker T and Orlando Jordan. I get 8 out of 10.
Very good. And Scott, how did you get on?
I'm never forgiving Anzio for crossing me a perfect score. I've got 9.5.
9.5. So the highest score this round, but is it enough to get you in the lead? So currently the scores are: GOAT, you're on 15.5. Scott McLeod, you're on 22.5. And Ross, just behind on 22. So
See,
half
I
a point.
always love the early part of a sweeper quiz when I'm doing so well. It's the end of the quiz when I absolutely hibs it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate.
Well,
Just say it's a half point that separates it.
a half point separates the two of you. So this can be very, very interesting going into the final round. And now this final round is my baby, because if you remember, in September 2004, Eric Bischoff introduced a new concept to pay-per-views known as Taboo Tuesday, and it would later become known as Cyber Sunday. And that's what this round is all about. So, and it gives me great pleasure that this round is called People Power.
Oh, Lord.
People power.
So, for this round, I'm going to list a Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday pay-per-view, and I'm going to name a match from that specific pay-per-view. But be warned, there is a twist, because I'm going to read a match to you, and I'm going to ask you what the selected option was for that match. You will get 2 points if you get the option that was selected. If you select any of the other two, you will get 1 point. But be warned, if you don't get any of the 3 possible options that were up for grabs, you will lose a point.
Oh, good.
So it could all turn around in this round.
So how many do we get if we get it bang on?
2.
You get 2 points if you get the exact answer. If you get one of the other options, if you get one of the other 2 options that weren't selected, you get 1 point.
Oh, I like this round, Dave.
But if you don't get any of them right, if you don't mention any of them, you will get -1.
Oh, very good indeed.
Yeah. So, for example, if I said Taboo Tuesday 2005, Batista versus Jonathan Coachman, and I said, what was the stipulation? You would get 2 points if you said street fight, because that was what was actually chosen.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 options were a verbal debate and an arm wrestling contest. If you said either of them, you'd have got 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
But if you said, for example, a steel cage match, you would get -1.
Good.
So is everything clear?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there are 10 questions in this round, a maximum of 20 points, and a minimum of -10. So if Ross and Scott absolutely balls this up and the GOAT gets it all right, he can still win.
Oh, the situations I love. I love winning when I haven't earned it. It's wonderful. The best way to win.
So let's kick off with question 1. And it comes from Cyber Sunday 2006. Who was Umaga's opponent? So Umaga went one-on-one with an opponent of choice by the fans.
I'm sorry, Dave, you clearly mean Umanga.
Umanga, yes.
You'll go 1-on-1 with your manga at Wargame.
So you get 2 points if you guess the person who was actually chosen, and you get 1 point if you guess either of the other 2.
Oh manga, what's my name? Oh manga, what's my name? What's my name?
I'm so glad I muted my headphones just there.
Yes, I won't be paying for headphones.
All
I
right.
said I won't be paying for headphones.
Question 2. Taboo Tuesday 2004. Eugene went one-on-one with Eric Bischoff. What was the punishment for the loser?
You get bonus. Can I ask? Is there bonus points in this round? See if I put who I think he fought and who the other 2 options were. Could I get bonus points?
No. I only want the option that was chosen.
What is your? Is this a mental condition? Like you just want points willy nilly? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
Listen.
Yeah.
I will not take a patter off of you, son. As you sit there with your Jack Daniels that you're trying to pass off as something else.
This is Glava.
Glava.
A honey whiskey liqueur. It's beautiful.
Looks like iced tea to me.
Your iced tea.
All right, question 3. Cyber Sunday 2007. Batista challenged The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who was the special referee in that match? So Batista versus Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship at Cyber Sunday 2007. Who was the special referee? Question 4. Taboo Tuesday 2005. Triple H went one-on-one with Ric Flair. What was the stipulation of that match?
See, I think I might have thought question 1, but I think a couple of these other ones will help bring me back.
Mm-hmm. So Taboo Tuesday 2005. Triple H went one-on-one with Ric Flair. What was the stipulation of that match?
You know,
Or
sometimes
the selected stipulation.
you know, sometimes I say, I think to myself, you know, I wish Andy Mitchell was on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But then I come to my senses, you know, it's sorted, you know. So.
All right, question 5. And we're back to Taboo Tuesday 2004. We had the Fulfill Your Fantasy Battle Royal with all the women on the Raw roster. What outfit were they wearing?
I've just outed myself as a pervert there with the fact that I wrote that.
You picked up the pen too quick.
You're all going to sound... Yeah, if you write down the wrong answer, you might come across...
It's a complete matter.
It's a weird time for women's wrestling when we hear this answer.
Yeah. Bear in mind, this was before like the women's revolution and all that, before female superstars were taken seriously.
I know. Just thank fuck that ESSR has such a capable women's champion, a new face of feminism such as me.
Oh gosh. All right.
Are you women's champion in that Japanese promotion, Starlight?
I thought it was called Stardust.
I was going to say, isn't Starlight and the boys?
Question 6. Cyber Sunday 2006. Back at it again. Who was Ric Flair's partner against the Spirit Squad?
Oh, I know that one, actually.
So Cyber Sunday 2006. Who was Ric Flair's partner against the Spirit Squad?
Surprised myself. 2006, I'm very good with that year, because that's the year I started. Very good. Ask more questions about 2006, Dave. We'll be friends.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any more.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. So, question number 6, or is it 7? I'll forget now. 7. Question 7. Taboo Tuesday 2005. John Cena, Kurt Angle, and someone else were involved in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Who was that third participant?
Someone else.
I'm someone else.
So, John Cena, Kurt Angle, and a third superstar were competing for the WWE Championship. Who was that third superstar? I think that one should be pretty easy.
Excuse you, Dave. Don't judge me.
This was a year before David started watching. Don't rub it in.
Exactly.
Is the Scotch getting to you there, GOAT?
It's not Scotch. It's a honey whiskey liqueur. I don't know how many times I need to say. Jeez, If anyone at Glava wants to sponsor me, at David Campbell 55 on Twitter, slide in the DMs. I'll tell you how.
All right, question 8. This one's going to be a bit of a stinker. Cyber Sunday 2007. The opening match was Rey Mysterio versus Finlay. What was the stipulation? So the opening match. The opening match of Cyber Sunday 2007. It was Rey Mysterio versus Finlay, but what was the stipulation of the match?
It's a complete shot in the dark.
I've played this very safe, I think.
I think this would at least be one of the options. So.
Question 9. This is the penultimate question.
Oh.
So question 9, Taboo Tuesday 2004. Kane went one-on-one with Snitsky. What weapon was made legal in this match?
Surely Snitsky's enough of a weapon as it is. You know what I mean? Like,
What was the weapon of choice for Kane versus Snitsky at Taboo Tuesday 2004?
Kane v Snitsky, what a match.
fucking toy baby.
One of Kane's all-time greats.
Hey, it wasn't his fault.
I understood that, right?
It seems so bizarre looking back now that Snitsky and Heidenreich versus Undertaker and Kane was meant to be a WrestleMania match.
Yep. All right. And the final question of the People Power Round and the final question of the quiz. Cyber Sunday 2007. Who was CM Punk's opponent for the ECW Championship? Now remember, if you give me the option that the fans chose, you get 2 points. If you pick any of the other two, you'll get 1 point. If you get it completely wrong, it's -1. So CM Punk's opponent for the ECW Championship at Cyber Sunday 2007.
I don't think I've got it completely wrong, but certainly wrong adjacent. It would be the term that I'd use.
Did you use that excuse for Stacey on the Royal Rumble quiz? She's never been wrong. She's just not her definition of right.
Okay, so how are you guys feeling after that that round?
The first one is going to be the test here, I think, for how well I've done.
So, I mean, it's all to play for. We could see a retention. We could see a new champion. Let's find out. So, question 1 of People Power. Who was Umaga's opponent? GOAT?
I think I think it's Jeff Hardy.
Ross?
Kane.
And Scott?
Kamala?
It was Kane.
Oh, Lord.
Yep. And the other options were Chris Benoit and the Sandman. So -1 for GOAT and Scott. 2 points for Ross.
I'll be honest with you, I'm sure that there was a Cyber Sunday at some point where Kamala was an option. I just couldn't remember what it was for.
Yeah, that was 2005, I believe. It was he appeared in the segment with Eugene and Rob Conway, but he wasn't selected.
And you are correct, Scott. Umaga and Kamala did have a one-on-one match, but it was an episode of Raw. So
you can see where my mind was going with that one.
I do know things. I'm just shit at quizzes, it turns out.
Also, I would have been wrong if I went with my first option, which was going to be Ric Flair.
I'm just going to join back in just now. This is going fantastic.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so question
Random
2.
producer is back.
Random producer is just chiming in at the last minute. All right, what was the punishment for Eugene versus Eric Bischoff? Scott?
Loser must have their head shaved.
GOAT?
I had hair on the line.
And Ross?
I put hair versus hair.
Yep, so 2 points for all of you. It was the loser gets their head shaved. The other options were to either wear a dress or be the winner's servant.
Oh.
And Coach got made to wear the dress anyway.
Yeah, he did. It's a shame the servant issue didn't get put, the servant stipulation to get put into effect. I think that'd been quite funny. So, question 3. Who was the special referee for Batista versus Undertaker in 2007? Ross?
Stone Cold.
Scott?
Stone Cold.
And GOAT?
It was Mr. Stephen Austin.
2 points for everyone again. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin. The other options were Mick Foley and JBL. So, question 4. The match stipulation for Triple H versus Ric Flair in 2005. GOAT, what do you have?
I had steel cage.
Ross?
I put steel cage.
And Scott?
Also steel cage.
You're all correct once again. 2 points. It was a steel cage. The other options were a traditional one-on-one or a submission match. So I think you finally got you finally found your rhythm with this round, after a slight slip up at the start. But, Ross, clean sweep so far in this round. Let's hope he can carry it forward.
I can see that happening. Much like the end of most nights out, I'm going to stumble at the end.
Right. I dread to think what you've written for this next one. The Fulfill Your Fantasy Battle Royal. What did the superstars wear? I'll start with you, Scott.
I feel bad that Ross has to say this man who trained to be a teacher. It was schoolgirls.
GOAT.
Yeah, I had, unfortunately, schoolgirls.
Ross?
Schoolgirl.
It was, of course.
Once it decides to bloom and load.
It was a submission match.
Tech difficulties. It was, of course, schoolgirl outfit. And the other options you could have had.
Because
the other options were French maid and nurse.
I think Ross we exposed ourselves here by writing our answers far too quickly because we remember this one.
Yes, you definitely have. Shame on you both.
Then we would have had that.
No. Ross, we're at the halfway point. You've got 100% of the turn so far. So, Cyber Sunday 2006, question 6. Ric Flair's partner against the Spirit Squad was Ross?
Roddy Piper.
GOAT?
Yeah, it was Hot Rod.
And Scott?
He came to chew bubblegum and kick-ass Roddy Piper.
It is, of course, the late, great Roddy Piper.
Yes.
The other options were other WWE Hall of Famers, Sergeant Slaughter, and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Who he ended up teaming with all of them at Survivor Series in a 4v4 effort against the Spirit Squad. Poor Mitch was just left on the sidelines for that one.
Mitch was always the Genetti of the faction.
All right,
Simmons was in that match, was he?
He was, yes. Damn. So, question 7. Who was added to the triple threat match with John Cena and Kurt Angle? Scott.
He's just a sexy boy, Shawn Michaels.
GOAT.
Yep, HBK. Guessed it.
And Ross.
I put Shawn Michaels.
Again, you guys are on a roll here. It was Shawn Michaels. The other options, and these guys went on to challenge for the tag team championships that night. It was Kane and the Big Show, who, funnily enough, were dethroned the night after WrestleMania by the Spirit Squad.
Yeah.
Don't
he
remind.
actually opened that WrestleMania against Chris Masters and Carlito. Again, I do know some things. Just not
Kane and the Big Show
came up.
You do know.
Have been beaten by shit tag teams. They were beaten by the Spirit Squad, and then they were beaten by David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy.
Basically the remains of the Nexus. So, question 8. The stipulation for Rey Mysterio versus Finlay. Now, I'll be very impressed if you guys get this one. Ross, I'll start with you.
I put Street Fight.
GOAT.
I went very safe with no disqualification.
And Scott?
I think this is at least an option, false count anywhere.
The correct answer was a stretcher match.
Oh, well.
Yep. And there was a spot where the wheel of the stretcher got caught in one of the cables and it caused a bit of a botch.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
What were the other
and the
options?
other option were, Daniel, it was a no disqualification match. So that's a point for the GOAT. And the other option, believe it or not,
I'm going to win the full thing.
the other option, believe it or not, was a shillelagh on a pole match. So -1 for Ross and Scott, but 1 point for the GOAT David Campbell.
Oh, what a comeback. Here we
Yep.
go. Come back.
I'm enjoying the tension here, people.
Question 9. the weapon of choice for Kane versus Snitsky. GOAT, what do you have?
I put a kendo stick.
Scott?
Chain. Was this steel
And
chain?
Ross?
I put chain.
It was, of course, a steel chain. So
It was
2
nice
points.
when it lasted,
for
to be
Ross and
fair.
Scott.
It was nice. It
Yeah.
was a good run.
The other options were a steel chair and a lead pipe.
Is this
Not a
Cluedo or is this wrestling? What's happening here? Right.
Yeah. It was Snitsky in the ring with the chair.
You could clearly tell they wanted the chain one, given it the first one anyway.
Yep. And the final question of the quiz and the final of People Power. Who was CM Punk's opponent for the ECW Championship? Scott.
MCMIZ, Miz.
Ross.
I put criminally not Big Daddy V. It was the Miz.
And GOAT.
A Mauriceless, the Miz.
And it's 2 points for everybody. Everybody finishes on a high. It was, funnily enough, by just a narrow margin, it was the Miz.
I don't have the graphics, they've disappeared, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
But clearly, it's Big Daddy V. It should have been.
Yeah. As Ross correctly mentioned, one of the other options was Big Daddy V, aka Viscera. And the other option was John Morrison, the former champion. So, 2 points for everyone in that round. And tot up your scores, and we'll see if we have a new champion.
14.
So just give me your scores for that round, and I will tot them up. GOAT, what do you have?
Unlucky for some, unlucky for me. I've had a fun time. 13.
13. Great stuff. Ross, how many do you have?
I got 18 out of 20.
8. Yeah, you're a smashing round that one. So that's so
That's
you get 18.
impossible.
And Scott,
Is that
I
impossible?
got 16.
hang on. Did you count yourself?
It's
Did you give me?
Because he
Hang on,
got
Ross,
one
did you-
wrong, and he would
I want -1, Ross.
So he would have got
Right,
17.
yeah, I got 18 of the 20 points available. I'm saying.
No, you couldn't have, because the one you got wrong is -1.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
right, count me right.
right,
I said Kane. That was 2 points.
2 points.
Right. I'm just counting the points I got. Then we can count the points I lost.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Kane 2 points.
Yep.
Head shave 2 points.
Yep.
Stone Cold 2 points.
Yep.
Steel Cage 2 points.
Yep.
Schoolgirls 2 points.
Yep.
Roddy Piper 2 points.
Yep.
Shawn Michaels 2 points.
Yep.
And then, right, 8 to 1 I got wrong, so I'm going to skip by that and we'll go back to it.
Okay.
8 to 9, I said Chain 2 points.
Yep.
And Miz 2 points.
Right, so
That's
17.
18. That's 18.
So
Right, so
it's
I get
17 with -1.
And then you take one away.
So that's 17. 17.
Right, I thought the point was already taken off my total, and then I just
No.
Oh,
Right,
So
okay.
you get 17.
look at him again. Extra points everywhere
Well,
he looks. Try
Guys,
and find them.
these have confused me because when I tally up my points, just including the ones I've got, I got 16, but 2 questions I got -1 on. So what did I get? 14
You
or
get
16?
you get 14. Yes. So you get 8 questions right, but 2 wrong. So that's 14 points.
Thank you.
Okay. And
You and your rules, Haughney.
yeah. Bear with me a second. Ooh. Now this is very, very interesting.
Just pass me the belt, Haughney. It's fine.
I can reveal in third place with 28.5 points, a very respectable score, is the GOAT, David Campbell.
Listen, what I wanted to prove today, everyone says that the GOAT's shit at quizzes, he can't do them. And
Yes.
they might be right, but I got drunk, so I had a nice time.
All right. And I can reveal with 39 points, the winner of this quiz and new Eat, Sleep, Suplex, Retweet Quiz Showdown champion, Ross McLeod.
Up, yeah, up, yeah, up, yeah.
Well
Yeah,
done,
don't
Ross.
feel a need to. Don't even feel a need to mention my score or anything, David. You know.
No,
Yeah,
it's fine.
Scott, you were a very close second, 36.5 points.
You know, he's been spouting his mouth off in Saturday Draft Live, and now he's lost his title. Well done, Ross McLeod. Well done.
So there you go. In the space of 3 Quiz Showdown episodes, we have a new champion every single time. So,
Well,
Ross, will you be back on Quiz Showdown to defend your championship?
So, the Queen.
The fact you think you'll get Ross back anywhere when he can't even show up to a draft is astounding.
Sorry, did you say something? I was asking you my own glory.
All right, congratulations.
Go for that, fighting champion. I look forward to completely fucking it in the next game and doing a complete David Campbell.
But Ross, I have something scripted here.
Okay.
But Ross, that is not the only thing that might be coming back to the Suplex Retweet airwaves.
Yes. So we did Ross's retro review on the Eat Sleep Suplex Retweet Patreon and on Suplex Retweet Extra. Extra is no more. It's went away with new coat. In October, we will be bringing back the retro review. Myself and Scott will be recording our Lost podcast, Fully Loaded 2000. And it's quite good that, as it means in November, we have done all the way up to No Mercy. So we will be reviewing Survivor Series 2000, exactly 20 years after it first aired. And we're going to release the retro reviews every month, twice a month if it so happens that in that month 2 pay-per-views took place. And we're going to be actually 20 years behind every time we release.
Nice.
What a time to be alive, eh?
What a time to be alive.
Anyway,
I mean, Scott, David, and David have all been on retro review. Daniel hasn't, so I'll need to get him on as well.
yep.
I'm game for that.
That is not the only announcement we have here today. And Ross, congratulations, you are the champion. When I next see you, I will hand the championship to you gracefully.
As you should.
But I had something I wanted to get off my chest when I came on here, whether I retained or not, because I've got something to say that's worth more than championships. It's about personal pride here, because Mr. Campbell, David, not Daniel, David, there's clearly some issue, some tension has been reopened since your return. I thought we left on good terms when you left before, but clearly there's still a lot of animosity from the various betrayals. So here is what I'm suggesting, and if you are as great as you claim to be, you'll accept a special edition, an offshoot, if you will, of Quiz Showdown. You versus me, but we're going to go away from wrestling for a while, because in this edition, I want to beat you at your own game, David. You and me, Quiz Showdown, and the subject will be movies. What do you say?
Is that still running?
Yep.
Yes, we are.
Well, first off, if Ross doesn't mind taking the next episode off, that's up to him as the champion. I wouldn't be so arrogant as to not ask his favour for that. But just, I don't mean to have a go at anyone here, but Daniel, Dave, I know you like to have these fun rounds or have these special rounds, but Scott, I've seen what you can do at trivia. I've seen what you can do at movie trivia. I had a Star Wars gauntlet. I saw you run the floor with 14 rounds. But if you honestly believe that you can step in my wheelhouse and beat me, then you are more arrogant than I ever thought you were. So I don't want you at a Quiz Showdown match. I want you at a demonstration of pure knowledge. No gimmicks, no nicknames, no nothing like that. No GOAT. Scott McLeod versus David Campbell. 30-minute Iron Man match.
Iron Man match, yeah. All right, then. You're on. I think we'll discover 10 reasons not to step up against Scott McLeod in movie trivia.
Well.
Clearly playing the Miz as champion here to John Cena and The Rock.
Well, you know, it would have been better if I retained here for this moment, so you kind of ruined that for us, Ross. But the gauntlet will be laid down nonetheless.
Woo! Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Quiz Showdown. The gauntlet has been set between the GOAT David Campbell and Scott McLeod. So I guess all that remains to be said is congratulations to the new champion, Ross. Commiserations to Scott and David Campbell. And also a massive thank you to Daniel for putting those graphics together and for hosting the production side of things. I guess all that remains to be said is be sure to check out our YouTube channel where you can not only find Quiz Showdown, you can also find The Conspiracy Theory, hosted by the GOAT David Campbell. And be sure to follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, and all good Android podcasting sites for our main feed, Eat, Sleep, Suplex, Retweet, where you can catch our latest shows, ESSR Central and ESSR Feature, where we discuss authority figures. So, on behalf of my participants and my producer, I've been David Haughney, and this has been Quiz Showdown.